New tonight, 12 News has obtained the personnel file of the Phoenix police officer who's facing federal charges related to child pornography. Thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 5. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Jonathan McCall, and tonight for Mark, 12 News journalist Colleen Sakura spent the day looking over every page of that file. The big question tonight, Colleen, do we know if this officer had any contact with minors?
Yeah, and the more than 50 pages of the HR file that we obtained, most of which is related to Officer Alla Bartley's annual reviews. Bartley's supervising officers did note at least 3 instances of cases he was involved in that had children victims.
Records of more than 16 years of service contained in pages on pages of Phoenix police officer Alla Bartley's personnel file, detailing how Bartley served in the Downtown Operations Unit, Maryvale, Estrella Mountain, and Mountain View precincts, and had contact with child victims. When 12 News asked Phoenix police about whether Bartley worked cases involving children or child sex crime cases, a spokesperson telling us on Tuesday that Bartley has not held an investigative position, but his personnel file describes Bartley as conducting thorough investigations as part of his work on patrol, including crimes involving children, like a child molestation call in 2015, receiving a commendation in 2019 for his involvement in a public sexual indecency investigation that included children victims, and last September providing aid to a young child in a stroller on a hot day. Each year, Bartley met expectations on his performance review. We took the information to Valley attorney Benjamin Taylor.
A person can still have good reviews, and that's the good thing for work performance. But sometimes things are done in the dark that we don't know about.
Bartley is now facing federal court charges after the FBI said they found 49,000 images and more than 700 videos, many of which were identified as child pornography, and that Bartley had been communicating with a woman who's facing charges herself since 2020. The records show Bartley told that woman of his plans to molest children himself and asked her to help groom children for him. Should his cases involving kids be looked at given the allegations that he's facing?
Yes, I mean, nobody's above the law, and no matter if he's an officer, his cases should be looked at, should be reviewed to make sure that he wasn't doing anything wrong or illegal while handling these cases.
Phoenix police have not responded to our question today if those cases are being reviewed.
And while Bartley's file references commendations and awards he's received over his time with Phoenix Police, it does not reference any disciplinary action that may or may not have taken place. We do know that process is going on now with the federal charges he faces and have requested any additional HR records from the police department itself. We'll continue to provide updates as we learn more. Jonathan?
All right, a lot of moving parts to this story. Colleen, thank you.